Hello, everyone. Hopefully, you guys are having a great night. If I can get a sound check 5 by 5, something like that, that would be super great. Gonna get very quickly look at the chat, and looks like Fishing Guy, my number one Canadian in the world. First, Bradley College, number two, and Cool Colt, you are deterred. Okay, let's see who else we got in here. We got Ian showed up. We got Deanna. The Lamb's Light is here. Who else? Rose is in the house. And let's see here. Bradley, Ian. You guys are all just like, yep, 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 yep. How many people we got in here? Got 13 people in here and only like 5 people checked in? That's some weak sauce, man. Let's see here. Participants. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, counting me. Huh? That's right. I can see who's participating. You guys didn't know that? Here, check it out. Look. So there's our little chat list, right? There we go. Let's get out of top chat. Oops isn't around here to tell me what's up, see, and then you can come over here and you guys can do this too. And then where are we at here? Participants, and it'll show you actually the people who are participating. Don't be a slacker. Don't be a slacker. Okay, so a couple of things. The reason for this live stream, oh, I need some of that A&W root beer. Yes, it's really A&W root beer. The reason for this live stream is twofold. Once again, I'm seeing I kind of made a little bit of an ass out of myself because honestly, I just got frustrated. Sometimes I get tired of, uh, and it's my own fault because I'll give like a YouTuber um, a chance. I'll be like, hey, maybe I don't watch a lot of this guy's stuff. Maybe I should like watch this. Maybe he's doing some kick-ass stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe I'll really like this guy. And so let me turn the screen on. Let me turn the screen on here so I can make a proper apology. And he's over here. So this guy right here, he goes under survival living. And I was watching a video of his, did the U.S. military use sonic weapons in Venezuela? And as usual, you guys know that I dabbled into a lot of crazy stuff when I was in the military. I'll tell you a story about it here shortly, but let's just say I know a little bit about sonic weapons as well. I know, and at some point you guys are like, wow, this guy knows a little bit about everything. What an ass. Yeah, well, I guess that's me. I'm a giant ass. Um, the so I commented, I made a comment and I verified some of the stuff that he was saying, and a lot of the stuff he was saying was true. Basically, I started off with, as someone who participated in acoustic weapons testing, I can tell you this is not possible. And then I went on to, talk about some other stuff and then closed off the paragraph with weak sauce, basically regurgitating the news. The last line is, once again, the news reporting the news, reporting the news, reporting the news, and then you're reporting the news. I guess he didn't take that, you know, um, he didn't take that very well. He didn't like freak out or anything. He basically told me, hey, maybe you need to watch the whole video because I'm really saying I don't think this happened. And so first and foremost, to whatever your name is, and I know that this guy's had some medical problems too. Um, that I think he has like welder's lung or something like that, and he's supposedly on the mend. I hope he is. Like I said, I don't know who this guy is. All I know is that I heard enough to realize like this guy's knee deep in preparedness. Why is he commenting on the news? And once again, people talking about subjects they don't know anything about, which he did not try to portray himself as the all knowing sonic weapons guy. He did not do that. He was just like theorizing. Okay. So, and I really should have given him more of a benefit of the doubt. I really should. So that's why I titled this. I was an a-hole. So I completely 100% apologize. Uh, and um, and I'll try not to be so judgmental in the future, especially if you promise to stop regurgitating the news. Anywho, I know that was a weak ass apology, but hey, at least I tried. At least I tried. All right, let's see who else is in the chat here. We got who else? Let's see. We got Sean Penrod. Sean Penrod showed up. Are you English, Sean Penrod? That seems like a really English name, or Scottish maybe. Let's see here. Well, it's better than watching the governor's state of the state. Tuck showed up. What's going on, Broseph? Who we got here? Tuck says, I stopped following him and several other channels when the hitch this proverbial wagon to Canadian Prepper. Oh, I didn't know he did that. I didn't. He didn't do that. Okay, Irish. That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't know he did that. I mean, like I said, I don't know who the guy is. I've seen him come here and there. He's. It's you can tell. We've talked about this before, and that's not what I really wanted this live stream to be about. So, well, just a few more seconds. You can tell. You can tell when a YouTube prepper is. Why am I getting a text from somebody? By the way, guys, do me a favor. Have you guys noticed that Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile, and U.S. Cellular went today right around 12:45? They literally went dead. I couldn't make a phone call an hour ago. What is this? I hope every. I love these. I love when I get these texts. These texts from like nobody. Hey guys, if you want to call this guy's number, go ahead. Go ahead. Hey, hope everything's going well with you. No idea. No text history, no nothing. If you want to give that guy a call, have fun with that. But by the way, did you guys know that, like I said, the right now the cell towers, I'm going to turn my Wi-Fi off. I think the cell towers are still jacked up. It says I got 4G, but I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. I heard it was just Verizon. No, it took there was like four of them that lost service. Don't know exactly what happened, but it is a thing. Anyway, so you can tell when these guys are running out, when they're getting tired, when they're getting burnt out. It sucks too because he's got 75,000 subscribers. And but you can literally go to their channels. Here, let me show you what I'm talking about. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Okay. Um, and then like I said, we're gonna move off of this. We're gonna move off of this. So let me flip the switch here. All right, so this is his channel, and this is not me beating up on him. This is me showing you that I see this with every single one of these long-term channels. So if you go to their videos and you look at like the beginning of their videos, like let's go to videos, right? So the last videos that they're giving, right? Sonic weapons, war with Iran. What we got here? A fire from nothing. That's not a bad one. What we got? Venezuela. We're not for sale. You know what I'm saying? It's a hodgepodge, right? Nuclear submarines. What the hell's that got to do with anything, right? If you just come on over and then you hit their oldest button, watch what happens. Food prepping. This is his very first video he ever made that's still online. Food prepping, prep for your pets, backyard gardening, protecting electronics, prep now, water preps, communications. It's dark inside, lighting, right? It's just prep, 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 prep. When they run out of content to talk about, they go to the news. They go to the news. All right. So once again, it's like I said, this is not a hit piece on the guy. This is just the reality of what's happening out there, and it's it's just crazy. So what I wanted to do is kind of clear the air. I like Canadian Prepper because I pick and choose what to take in. Ugh. To each their own, lamb's light, and you know what? Some people still eat tongue. Ugh. I lucked out making three important calls before telecom went tel- t- telekaput. That's funny. All right. So in a former life, um, before I actually retired from the Marine Corps, I had a job where I had my fingers in a lot of different things, and one of them was the non-lethal weapons program for the Marine Corps. And one of the things that we dabbled in, you could probably Google some of these things, are non-lethal electronic warfare. And one of those things was something that was being developed at the time called LRAD. It was being developed as a sonic, not a sonic weapon. And it's so I guess I'm kind of jumping ahead of myself. So an LRAD is what they call a long range acoustic device. So the general idea behind the LRAD being developed as a weapon was that it could, like, you could like point it at somebody, or you could point it at a group of people and crank it all the way up to 11, and you can just understand the effects because it was designed as a weapon. Okay. Um, and then the Navy kind of got a hold of the program. The Marine Corps never fully developed it, but the Navy got hold of it, and they started going, "Hey, well, this is great because in the past, what's happened with interdiction at sea is um, they would use, they use light signals. They actually still use flags. They still use a flagging system that they can hoist certain banners up, and then the other, it's like an international naval language. You know what I'm saying? They can use radios, but they actually have an LRAD on a lot of different naval vessels. And the idea is that you could literally just point this thing. Modern naval LRADs actually have a camera that's bore sighted to the center of the acoustic device. And the idea is that you could literally just point this right at the bridge of a ship, okay, and start talking. And they're going to hear you like you are inside their heads. And so that kind of technology took off. And then they started to develop it in a different way for crowd control applications, as well as mass announcement capabilities. Some police departments have smaller LRADs that you can actually like. They look like a flat speaker that you can like mount to the chest of a human being, and wherever that human being points and talks, it's like you hear them in your head. It's actually incredibly powerful technology. Oops, showed up. Good to go, man. And I'm in live chat too, bro. Um, and the the there is one version of the LRAD that is used by the military. It's normally helicopter mounted. I found some videos of it earlier today. It's not really being used effectively that way, but you can like mount it inside of a helicopter, and you literally you project this sound out. Now, the thing about the LRAD is it can be either focused or it can be like a big loud speaker. And if it's focused, it can really do some damage, which is why the general military, or the lower level, the basic services never really adopted it because it comes with um, this thing. It comes with like you got to make some moral decisions if you want to use it, because at the center of the beam, because it's almost like it transmits using lasers. It's non-visible. Just think of it that way. Like it's this radio wave that goes out straight like a laser, versus I guess you could say it's a microwave form versus a large waveform of sound. And it you can really mess some people up with it, um, or just use microwave half that guy. Well, the idea is that you're communicating or using it to control another human being. Now, I do have a video that's queued up that will explain some of that, but I'm sure some of it's proprietary too because it's on AOL, which is kind of weird because I didn't know that AOL had a channel. But I do remember actually seeing this video during they gave me the video to familiarize me because they had like already told like some of the civilian community. There used to be lots of shows about military technology and things like that, where they let people experience it. But I do have that video. I've got it kind of parsed up right now, and we're going to go ahead and play a little bit of it for you, and then I'm going to back it up a little bit, and then if you guys have questions, do me a favor, get it up in the chat. Also, do me a favor, everybody can put a one in the chat right now to wake things up. We do have 16 people in here. I'd love to see it up to at least 20. We do have some good stuff going on here. All right, so let's go ahead and push this button and see what happens. And I probably need to push this button first. And boom.
Gives the lowdown on this piece of popular yet contentious technology.
With the long-range acoustic device systems, we're able to project voice messages and alarm tones up to distances over to 2 miles. It stays focused in a 30 to 60 degree beam, and by allowing us to do that, the people at the other end absolutely understand the instructions that are being given them, and we can give them the instructions in any language. We have a highly intelligible, very robust product now that's being sold throughout the world to militaries, commercial security, maritime security, and then also for wildlife protection and control. And for law enforcement, they appreciate having a device that really...
Okay, so that's the law enforcement version of LRAD right there. Well, see, in the 90 decibels, this LRAD can actually go up to 150 decibels. Okay, what's the ones for? Oh, the ones is just activates the chat. Your YouTube measures your chat usage during a live stream, and if the algorithm sees that you're having lots of things going on inside your chat, it'll introduce the video to more people. That's all. It's just good for the channel. Let's see here. All right, so here's what I wanted you to see. Let's see here.
This is a test of the long-range acoustic device LRAD.
And make a sound, a particular sound, and it's a problem. Bring in the minions. Hey Tim, what's going on, man? Yeah, it's pretty crazy stuff. I'm trying to find something. I can't. It's difficult to play this entire video because I'm sure there's going to be some copyrighted stuff on it. Let's do this one.
6, 7.
All right, guys, I have to say I'm a little worried walking up here like you're gonna...
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
All right, guys, I have to say I'm a little worried walking up here like you're gonna sneak in and turn it back on. Scott, you were the operator on that one.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you. Right off the bat, first impression, I felt like there was a dude standing right here yelling in my ear, but it was really clear.
Here you have the back of the head.
Yeah, it's absolutely it's pretty crazy. I want an LRAD. Tuck says I want an LRAD so I can communicate with the illegal nightclub across the street. Yeah, it's very interesting technology. But so going back to the original apology that I was making, they call it hold on, let me find something that is non-proprietary. LRAD, they normally will deploy it if they do it via air, they will deploy it helicopter. Oh, on a they put an LRAD on a helicopter UAV. See how this you can't see it. I was trying to see that thing on top of the LRAD right there, guys. That is actually the camera itself, the bore sight camera. And this one down here, that is the LRAD that you can you mount. Mute that. I'm gonna just go ahead and mute it real quick here. Let's see if they actually show its effectiveness. Yeah, there we go. It can actually cause dizziness. There was a pot. There we go. That's the video that actually is going viral right now to see if people were doing what was happening with it. You see how they actually the crowd parted when they actually used it. They believe that they're calling them sonic weapons. But the truth is they're not sonic weapons. They're just high audible precision weapons. There we go. They just spread they just separated. The stuff just separated. Playing Miley Cyrus on an LRAD. I would do that, but we're probably going to get, we're probably going to get a copyright strike. So let's see here. Helicopter, air to ground. There you go. We can get away with this one right here. And they used to be the LRAD Corporation. Now they're Genesis. No, this is not Tuck. This has nothing to do with the Growler system.
Airborne units provide critical support and serve as on-scene commanders during disasters and other public safety situations. Their operational effectiveness is restricted by the poor intelligibility and limited range of existing air-to-ground communication systems. With LRAD's new helicopter-mounted 500X MMT, airborne units can now clearly communicate to individuals and crowds on the ground, completely autonomous and not connected to aircraft systems. The self-powered MMT is temporarily mounted and quickly removed following mission completion. The 500X MMT broadcasts audible voice messages, warnings, and alert tones up to 2,000 meters.
This is a test of the long-range acoustic device.
Okay, so that's enough of that. That's awful. Here we go. Police wearing an LRAD system during the Ottawa riots. We got here. Here we go. LRAD 100X at 200 meters. It's not making a lot of sense. Here we go. They used it in South America here. Ministry of National.
Voy a volver a la selva para llevarles el mensaje a todos mis excompañeros.
Es el momento oportuno de tomar la decisión de desmovilizarse.
La palabra desmovilización es la dejación de las armas.
Escuchen bien, muchachos.
Te digo a ti, guerrillero.
Quiero que se movilicen para que se acaben los problemas de la guerra en Colombia.
And so on, and so on. Okay, so I'm going to go to the chats real quick here. I want an LRAD. Let's see here. It's like transducers on a boat's depth finders. The technology is a little crazier than that. Frequency is not actually audible if you don't want it audible, but can still rattle bones and brain. There's some truth to that. There's some truth to that if you're talking about, transducers and things like that. But, the reality is, so the big stink was, there was talk of a, so let me make sure I'm going to use the right words here. I want to make sure that I use the right words. So I guess the first thing that I was trying to tell people was that it's a weapon. You can't just go out and buy it. Okay. And the fact of the story is that secret purchases, which is what is being reported, isn't actually possible. You know, the allegations that they're talking about, they stem from anonymous Venezuelan security guard who claimed to have been at the Caracas military base during the raid. Once again, the news report. Okay, we talked about it already. And the only thing that makes me believe that they could have very well used this weapon, I don't know why they would use it, to be honest with you, because you're kind of giving yourself away. If they threw this weapon up into a helicopter and started flying it, we know that the 160th SOAR, the Special Operations Regiment for the Army. They're the ones who fly all the little birds. It doesn't change. It doesn't. I completely believe that they would have put one of these in a helicopter, and then actually tried to done some kind of psyop type ship on them. But the problem is like, when would they do it? Because they're not going to give up, the element of surprise in a snatch and grab. They're just not going to do it. Now, maybe afterwards, maybe after they were like, breaker, this is what we can do anytime we want to. Don't mess with us. Just to put the period on the end of the full operational order that was executed in real time. You know what I'm saying? But that just seems a little foolish. So I don't understand why they would want to psyop them. Maybe they did it at a different site as a distraction. I mean, that's a possibility. But they're saying, at a military base in Caracas. It's like they're trying to just use lots of little factoids to make their story sound more realistic, and then it gets regurgitated. It jumps from Reuters to CBS to NBC to ABC. You know what I'm saying? The CNN and next, and then by the time the story reaches MSNBC, it's Orange Man bad. So it's interesting. It's interesting. So let's see here. Rose says, "Is the LRAD effects similar to what have been caused the Havana syndrome back in 2016?" No, it is not. That was another thing that kind of turned me off about the whole thing. Any comparisons to it is literally just people trying to. Um, it's just people trying to once again connect dots that don't actually connect in an effort. It's like the best liars tell a little bit of truth with their lie, so it's more under it's more believable. So the Havana syndrome was directly related to the use of lasers. And if you know anything about the if you know anything about the physical um, response to lasers specifically into your corneas, it's not just like it'll just burn them out, because it will do that. But if the laser is at a specific wavelength, it will like make your brain hurt. It will give you brain bleeds. It will actually make your eyes bleed. It can damage your hearing because all of those things are kind of connected. And it's really weird. An ophthalmologist once told me that problems that happen inside of the eye um, are really they're easy to treat modernly, but in the old days there was no way to treat any problems in the eyes, and they would literally just poke your eye out, and then all the pain would go away. But they they told me that the um, eyeballs are your eyes are the feet for your brain, because that's the only thing they're actually kind of connected to with nerve endings and such. They don't have you can't take a pill to fix what's in your eyes. It's kind of weird. You actually have to have, like, if it's steroid or an antibiotic, that's why they give you the drops, right? Um, so damaging those goes directly to damaging the brain. And the Havana syndrome, they figured out that basically it was the Russians using a certain wavelength um, um, laser focused right into the offices of the embassy there in Cuba, and to see what would happen. If you guys remember too, back around that same time frame, it became very evident that lasers were being pointed up at aircraft, trying to blind pilots. It's like, oh, these are kids. No, no, no. They started like they couldn't figure out who was doing it, and then obviously the news takes over, and next thing you know, kids are doing it, and now it's a federal offense. By the way, just so you know, it's a federal offense. You're going to jail if you shoot lasers at airplanes. So let's see here. You'll laser your eye out, kid. I know, right? I want a Red Rider laser gun. Yeah, but there are other sonic weapons that the military has experimented with. None of them classified. I could never talk to you about anything classified, and there were other ones too. There was another one that it was like a giant dish that was on the back of a Humvee. Let's see here. Let me see here. Um, see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it. Engineer developed solid active denial. That may active denial system. That might be it. No, that's not it. None of that's right. For non-lethal crowd control. And let me go to images before I show you. Before I show you anything, let me find the one I'm looking for. Let's see here. Let's see here. There it is. There it is. All right, let's see here. wonder if I can find any videos of it being used. It's pretty interesting. Can I do that? Active denial system. Is this in German? Yeah, some of it's in German. Let me click on that picture. I don't know if I can make that bigger. There you go. All right, let me go and click over. All right, so this was the original active denial system. It used a lot of power. It used a lot of power. Basically, the whole back end of this Humvee is a giant battery or power system. But it could alles gut. Uh, but it could actually take the beam down to about, can't tell you exactly, but I'd say about that big. And the idea is that they could point this energy weapon at to a crowd and pick people out. And when you got hit by this thing, it felt like you were on fire. They could also kind of disperse the energy out and make a crowd just like 5 or 6 dudes standing around, cavorting, planning their next whatever attack, and hit that switch and whoa, and they don't want to be in that spot anymore, moving away from that spot rapidly, kind of putting a little bit of a problem in there in their day. I don't know that I could actually find um, uh, electromagnetic radiation. Let's see here. Let's do this. Active denial system. Hopefully nothing crazy pops up. Videos. Let's see if we can get one that works. US beam active denial. Oh, here we go. This is a video from train. I remember this video. It's hilarious.
Marines and several other DoD representatives had quite the heated demonstration at Quantico, Virginia from the Joint Non-Lethal Weapons Directorate.
This is a military area. Move away from the perimeter. I say again, this is a military area. Move away from the perimeter.
Their new active denial system boasts a reach far beyond any other non-lethal system.
Well, it's a versatile system, and it has a range of non-lethal capability that we can't even come close to with any of our field systems today that are in our military forces.
About 7 football fields to give it some perspective. It can deter individuals on a military perimeter all the way up to a riotous crowd.
If you see them break, they're firing at them.
Without permanent harm.
It only penetrates 1/64 of an inch of your skin. Goes very shallow into where your nerve receptors are, and there's no permanent injury caused by it. Very safe system. We've built in some safety margins and training for the operators.
They even let any of the guests volunteer to test out its effectiveness and safety, including the Assistant Commandant of the Marine Corps, Sergeant Major of the Marine Corps, and Assistant Secretary of the Navy. Most described it as feeling like a hot oven or grill being opened up.
It is something that, once again, probably the safest system that we've developed as far as the non-lethal capability.
From Washington, I'm Sergeant Andrew Milner.
Yeah, they were also working on a rifle version of this, but I don't know if they ever finally produced it. So let's see here. Rose says, "Sounds like real genius came to life. Where's the popcorn?" I know, right? It's very interesting technology. It's very interesting technology, but I think it's important that people do, once again, that things are not over sensationalized, that we need to, if there's any prep tubers watching this, that we need to stay away from these things. We need to stick to preparedness and in reporting, like I think this or I think that, especially if you have no like background in it whatsoever, just even talking about it it's basically filler. It's fluff. It's like, you normally tell me good stuff. Why are you talking about this stuff that like doesn't matter? Doesn't matter. Okay, so we've got about 20 minutes left on this, and if nobody has anything to talk about, I'll shut this down. But if you do, put it in the chat, and we'll move forward. I still have a lot of A&W root beer to talk about. All right, see you. West Virginia Pappy says that means a Huey could actually show up bumping Fortune's son like the movies. Yeah, yeah. I mean, if that's what you wanted to do with it, I mean, that's really not what the technology's for. But yeah, you can do it. It's basically up to I want to say the ones that we were testing at the time could do around 2,000 meters. Um, but I'm sure that with a little bit more power, you know what I'm saying? You could probably bump that distance up pretty damn far. Uh, Let's see here. Tim says, when I don't know anything, I will just flabbergast you with bullshit. Well, the guy wasn't really, I stopped listening. I'll be honest with you. I could have listened further and got like his full perspective on it. I really could. But I mean, at a certain point, you're just like, yeah, whatever. I mean, talking about stuff you don't know anything about is exactly why nobody hits the like button. I mean, we've gotten so like whatever next. We're so tired of this content that like does nothing for us, and one might actually say that what I'm doing right now is the same exact thing. I would like to think that I'm kind of educating you a little bit on the background of some of these weapons and whether it was reasonable to even be part of a story. I do have firsthand knowledge, and so therefore I do have either a real personal opinion based off of that knowledge, or even in this particular case, a professional opinion of what could and could not have happened. So, but I think we're just kind of tired of that. With that said, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button, guys. Do that now. Do it now. Do it now. Move. And I haven't even tried to advertise yet. I haven't even tried to pay any bills yet. I don't think I will either. I think I should have done that like forever ago. Harp. Oops. Harp is a real thing, man. It's a real thing. Why would we the whole just read the mission story of Harp? It is designed to control the weather. Now, how well it does it, or if it even does it the way that we think it does, you know? But yeah, when they turn that thing on, weird stuff happens. So yeah, it's very real. Um, I would hope by now the scientists have kind of figured it out and are using it in a way to protect the nation from bad weather. You know what I'm saying? I would like to think that we have somehow figured out how to use some kind of technology to keep hurricanes from like smashing the East Coast every year. Because if you guys hadn't noticed, last few years have not been that bad. Everything's kind of going up into the Gulf. Maybe they haven't like got that all figured out. And then the whole North Carolina thing. I mean, like maybe they're like, let's tweak this. Oh, that was a mistake. I don't know. That's some real tinfoil hat stuff going on there. Yeah. But it's harp's a real thing. I'm seeking new knowledge. There you go. Always. You should always be trying to learn something new. Rose says, Tim, it's to dazzle them with your brilliance and buffalo them with your bullshit. Let's see here. Tim says, I think you need the Grand Poobah hat on to show people you know how to lead the Poobah clan. Is that what you're calling yourselves now? The clan? Frontier Prepper shut up. What's going on, bro? First-hand knowledge is hard to come by nowadays. Rock on and prep on. Thank you, bro. I appreciate it. Does Frontier Preppers have like a channel? Don't you have a channel, man? Let's see. Prepper. Is it Frontier Preppers? Yes, Frontier Preppers. Let me see what we got here. Let me see what Frontiers. Oh, it's my yes, the man who actually knows about freaking communism. If you guys didn't know that, you guys need to check out. We're gonna do that right now. You guys, when you're done watching my stuff, I want you guys to go here and watch this guy's stuff, okay? I want you to go there and watch this guy's stuff because there's some knowledge there. There's some knowledge there. All right, and that's all I'm going to say. There's some knowledge there. Okay, let's see. Do we got anything else we want to talk about, guys? Because like I said, if not, I'll do a. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the live stream off because I accomplished my mission. I accomplished my mission. Oh Tim, I like that. The Poobah clan. Oh crap, Ian. What if when Ian and Tim get together, there's gonna be a problem. And it's gonna be a problem for me. Uh, Grumpy just showed up, saw the title, and thought it be a lot more entertaining if you told me. Just saying. Oh, dude, you so. All right, let me do this again for you. Let me do this again for you. So, by the way, Grumpy, do you have a live stream tonight? I think you got like these 9 o'clock live streams, and I just go to sleep. I'm sorry, I don't stay up late anymore. Night. Night. What's up, Little Grog Creek? Good to see you. Let me see if I can find this guy's channel again. All right, so Grumpy, what it was actually an apology. So where are we at here? Back on this. I was apologizing to this gentleman right here, Survival Living, because he was not that was last night. No, that was last night. No. Oh, okay, I got you the live stream. I got you. I was apologizing to this gentleman right here. I don't know his name because I had commented that I watched like 5 minutes of freaking 11-minute talk about something that he didn't know anything about, and it was all speculation and so I kind of formed an opinion, very wrongfully without watching the entire video. And I mean, you guys all know how I feel about talking about stuff you don't know anything about. It's all speculation. It's all just blah 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 news, whatever. You're literally any prepper that comes onto their channel and starts to regurgitate the news. It's like it's like sloppy fifths. Is what it comes down to. That's what it comes down to. It's sloppy fifths. All right. It's so ridiculous. But I was apologizing to this guy because I didn't fricking watch his entire video to get his entire perspective, and I basically told him what he was talking about wasn't possible. You can't just secretly buy an LRAD. So anyway, that's what that was about, and so I was apologizing to him. News with no news. Tuesday's the only time zone that matters. Tuesday's in the only time zone that matters. Okay. Let's see here. We all have knowledge. What you do with is something else. We all have had life experiences that none other may have experienced because it happened to us. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Oh my God. I'm gonna have to like chug this whole root beer before I go to bed. Is that healthy? Is that healthy to like chug an entire root beer before you go to bed? I'm not exactly sure. Okay. Well, it looks like the chat has died off. There's 17 people in here, which I truly appreciate. Do me a favor, guys. Do me a favor. I'm gonna go ahead and where's it at? I'm going to put the video, where are we at here? Videos. And this one. Pause. And grab that link. All right, there we go. Still here. Only IBC root beer. Oh, I love IBC, man. I love you. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and sign off, guys. I want to thank you for hanging out with me. As usual, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up on the way out the door. If you're watching and are not subscribed, please do so. I do owe a legitimate live stream on Friday morning. Who knows what will happen? But I'm going to drop a link in the chat. And do me a favor, go there and watch that video. Um, it's a short one. You should get a little bit of a giggle out of it. Let me know what you think of it. Make sure you comment on that video and you thumbs it up it. And yeah, do that for me and I'll keep making videos for you. All right, guys, stay safe. Have a great day and I'll see you when I see you. Bye-bye.